YouTube, Dennis Dayton here on the Daily Dan blog. And I'm back with something I'm not sure my friend Dave Sunstorm we'll call the good stuff. That's right. Today I'm checking out Jim Henson's Labyrinth by Vanderklut and Spella. Yeah, that's right. It's my first ever Achia comic book. I'm going to review this Achia comic book from 2024 that retells the story of the Labyrinth. And does she look angry to you? She looks angry. The minute I finish this comic book, I'm going to stick it in an envelope and send it to California. So let's get started on Labyrinth from 2024, a reimagining of an old story. Or will they stick to the script? It'll be interesting to find out, right? Well, to get started, the art on the front cover looks pretty good. I'm really digging the way they drew the owl, but do you see something sadly wrong with all the faces on the cover? This could be the unhappiest cover of a comic book I ever seen. That's probably the way my face is going to look when I look inside this thing. Okay, let's get started. You always respect it when they put the illustrator and the writer and all that stuff in the main credits right here at the beginning of the comic book. Does anybody know how to pronounce that word? Archia? Well, anyway, these are the people you can blame for what we're about to endure here today. In the opening page of this comic book, the Wild Why So Wild is the only one who knows what's going on, sitting high above the courtyard. The courtyard where young maiden wanders free, and she says, I hear something saying, give me the child. What? So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, Young Angel hears sounds in the forest. Young Angel ponders, what do they mean? Young Angel worries about her little brother. Young Angel does not understand the sounds she hears as she reads from her book of magic powers. I don't remember a book of magic powers in the movie as the clock tower gongs. Somebody's out past curfew. Woof, woof, her cool dog explains as she rushes home because it's already after 7. Her dog's named Merlin. She tells Merlin, come, Merlin, come. Let's hurry home. She barely makes it in time for the evil stepmother to berate her for being late and calls her a whore. Yeah, that's right. You're a common whore. A whore, I tell you. Her goofy buck-toothed daddy is really unhappy with her for staying out after curfew. So you're going to have to take care of young Dennis the Menace as punishment. Hey, did anybody ever notice her dad looks like a buck-toothed rabbit named Kevin Dunn that used to work for the WWE? I'm just saying, he looks just like Kevin Dunn. Do you notice that? Young Angel's all upset. She slams the door and curses the day her little brother was born. She says, if only I could send that little bastard to the Goblin King. I liked it better when it was just me, Mom, and the dog. I hate him. So in full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. Daily Dan compliments the comic book on its really cool art. I don't hate the art in this comic book. The story's kind of dragging out the Labyrinth. I remember the Labyrinth happening a little bit faster than this. I took a look at another Labyrinth comic book that come out from back in the day the movie did. You should look that review up because that comic book's 10 times better than this one. With a lot more action, this young angel curses the day her little brother was born. And now she's angry. One of her prized collection of dolls is missing. It's been taken. She suspects the little brother has taken it. Where have you taken my doll? She runs to the room to find the poo. Yep, she found a pile of poo. I think I'm looking through a pile of poo. The little baby took your poo. Little Dennis the Menace crawled out of his crib, creeped down the hall, and stole your poo. I didn't do it. I can't even walk. You know, I'm really not liking this little kid. I shall from this point on call the little baby Kenny. and she prays for someone to take her away from this evil place where people don't mess with her poo. And somewhere in the darkness, the goblins, they hear her plea. The goblins say, no, you mustn't. I swear to God, a skull just flew at me. What is this book, cursed? I had a skull sitting right here, and right when I said something, it come flying off the shelf. Kong, did you throw the skull at Daily Dan? As the goblins all look in shock and horror as the girl curses the child, curses him, hopes and prays that the goblins will take him away. The goblins say, now we must obey. Okay, I gotta say it. Even though he's got blue eyes and blonde hair, that is one butt ugly baby. Do you not agree? Let me know in the comments below. And she curses him again. And she curses him again and again and again and again. Will she never learn? As she curses the poor child somewhere deep in the nether regions, the goblins take notice. And this could be the worst drawn goblins I've ever seen. That's the one thing the art in this book does not capture is the evil of the goblins. But they do wonderful jobs on girls and babies, apparently, as she holds the baby into the air. Wherever you are, Goblin King, take this treacherous little kitty away. Oh, good God, it's a long comic book. But it's a short comic book because, in case you ain't noticed, no commercials. I've not seen one commercial in this comic book. So at this point, since this video is probably not going to be real long, let me take a chance to do 1 minute of shout-outs, starting with Dave Sunstorm and his incredible brother, Steven Sunstorm. Be sure to look them up on YouTube for the finest in video entertainment. Be sure to check out E. McGill, the Unapologetic Geek. You can see me there every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. This week, we're talking about heist movies in the final episode of our 3-part series. Be sure to check out my friend Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. If you're into Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and cryptid encounters, you can't go wrong with Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. Be sure to check me out Saturday nights when I join Baby on Brain Bender's banner. Be sure to check out the Golden Rage of TV, my friend Pat McCormick. As well as you can see me this Thursday on Sara's show, My Flock is Everywhere with Snark and Sass. And we're talking up some pretty cool stuff this week. And let me run through the rest real quickly. Don't want to leave out my partner in crime, Thrash Pondo Pond. You can see us every other Sunday. Not this week, but next week, when we return with all new shows. Be sure to check out Thrash Pondo Ponds. And now the other shout-outs like BK on the Air, Big Guys 45s, The Nostalgic Pod Blast Chance, Tony of the Dead, Moggs the Mongolian Monster, UFO Man, re-uploaded, BLB, Blue Line, Bigfoot, Caucasian Sasquatch, Gypsy Road, also known as Hair Metal Revolution, LIB, Long Island Bigfoot, Caldy, CALDY, check out Caldy. You can see me there once in a while. Shin Godzilla 1987, Retro Nerd Girl, Iron Dogger, Tracy Roth Myers, and the Lost and Sad Indians channel, with a special note for UFO Man, re-uploaded. If you look it up, you can see last Sunday night, UFO Man re-uploaded was on with us. That's UFO Man Tim, with me and Thrash and Sara and Tug on our show, Thrash and Dan Save the World. Be sure to look up that episode. It was very interesting as we covered UFO movies like Independence Day. And now in full panels, our tragic saga rolls on. That's right, Young Angel has summoned the Goblin King. Now the goblins begin to march towards the bedroom. Right now, she said it, right now, she said it. And within a flash, within a thong, within a snicker, the goblins come into the night. The goblins creep and crawl and snicker. You said it, girl. And behold, somewhere in the background, a David Bowie song plays. I can't remember which one it was in the movie, but it took a long time to get here. As finally, in this comic book on page 47 or something, finally the girl trembles in fear. Angel backs away as the Goblin King arrives. He looks more like Dracula right up. And like he in a Dracula movie, don't he? The Goblin King in all his glory. Jareth. Did I say Jareth? I didn't know his name was Jareth. Was it Jethro Bodine 2024, boy? Oh my God! Anyway, the Goblin King says, I will save you from your torment. I will save you from this pain. You will come away. You can be my wife if you want to. Goblin King likes young girls. Oh my God, his last name's Epstein. And now her little brother is gone. And she has been challenged. That's right. Your little brother's gone. You said to take him away, but no. No. You know the funny part? Her real name in this is Sara. I swear to God, her name's Sara. Can you guess who I'm sending this comic book to? Her name's Sara. I'm going to call her Angel anyway, but her name's Sara, as the Goblin King tells her. You know, I want my little brother back, TCH, bitch. You will find your little brother on a high castle in the middle of a great giant island. An island, oh God, little baby's been took to the island. You must go and search to the island. You got 12 hours by this clock in the land of the other to find your brother and retrieve him from the labyrinth. And if you fail, you will have to marry the Goblin King because you're 14 and your Goblin King's 1,000. And welcome to the island. And I'm not going to make no more jokes. So, will will Angel find her little brother on the great island? To be continued. In Labyrinth 2, on sale now, Epstein's Island, The Adventure, the ghost of, oh my God, it's a ghost of Hulk Hogan Goblin joins the fray. This has to be one of the best drawn pieces of crap I've ever seen. They did a real good job doing the drawings in this comic book. The art is off the chain. I'm really digging the look of it. Too bad about the story and the way it drags. You know, and I really, really love commercials, and this comic book had absolutely zilch to the end, and then we get the graphic novel commercial. That's right. A hardback edition of this very book we're looking at can be yours for $25. This $25 back in 2024. And then we get a commercial for Minor Arcana. Whatever the hell this is. Something else I never heard of. I threw up in my mouth. She's a he, he's a she. It's called Sir. Sometimes she's a she. Sometimes she's a he. It's a woke nightmare for the future. Oh, what a cool commercial. I found one that was decent. It's the Graveyard Club from R.L. Stine. This looks like it might be something I would want to check out. I like the cover anyway. Great title. And to wrap it up quick, because of no commercials and very little dialogue, crappy story, some fine art though. That's my look at Jim Henson's The Labyrinth. From whatever in the blue hell that word is, company. Chia, a Chia comic book from 2024. That's right, I'm gonna throw this comic book in a bag, stick it in an envelope, and add it to the stuff I'm sending Sara in California. She'll be happy because this girl's name is Sara. Expect this comic book very soon, Sara, in California. And until next time, this is Danny Staten on the Daddy Dan blog, begging you, please, like, subscribe, and ring the stupid ass bell. And I'll be back with another comic book review when I find something more interesting. Damn.